I can walk out of here and everybody believe that I'm some kind of nutcase or a religious nutcase. But I don't believe 9/11 was an accident. I believe there was a huge calling card to America. And we started to catch on. We started to catch on. But as soon as a few men of God decided that they were going to state what had really happened there, and they saw the repercussions, they just backed off. I mean, I'm not planning on running on the campaign telling them that God condemned us, God did this 9/11 stuff. But the one fact is that 9/11 would never have occurred if we were serving God as we should have served God. One promise that God makes that I truly believe in my heart beyond any doubt, and he addressed this in book after Numbers. You'll have to excuse me, but he said, if my people who are called by my name repent, turn their face back to me, and get away from their wicked ways, I will hear their prayers and I will heal their land. God isn't waiting on the atheists to change. He's not waiting on the Democrats. He's not waiting on the Republicans. He's waiting on His people to say, I'm going to stand for principle. I'm going to believe. I'm going to just wait on God to take care of this, and I'm going to do what He wants me to do. I'm going to stand on principle. I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to make the pragmatic decisions of voting for somebody who is not even close to being the right man. God has laid it out for us to vote for righteous people. When the righteous rule, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people mourn. Now, I know I took a sidetrack on your question, but the point is I know that God holds the purse string. He's going to ultimately decide. He put Clinton in power. And whoever's going to be elected as president, He's going to pick them. And He's going to pick the next 7th district representative. I really believe it can be me. I'm really hoping it's going to be me, but it's up to Him. If I don't get enough money, He can blind people to where they pull the wrong lever. I'm absolutely convinced of that. It's in His hands. What He wants is His people who know the right thing to do the right thing. And when we do the right thing, He will honor us. Our problem is, and I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody because I'm just as guilty as everyone else, we have not been doing the right thing. We've been compromising our principles. I'm certain that not all of y'all, there's quite a few of y'all who have been staunch in doing the right thing and always voting the right way. But there's a lot of us, and we need to reach out to these people and make them first understand that, number one, as long as we vote for the lesser of two evils, we're always going to get evil. It's just not going to be fixed. I do believe the answer is a third party. For this reason, we need some ammunition against the Republicans. If we keep playing the game of staying in the Republican Party, we're never going to get the nominations. I know with certainty, if I would have ran as a Republican, I would not have been on the ballot on November 4th. So no Democrats who support what I believe in would have had the opportunity to vote for me. No independents, no Constitution Party, no Libertarian parties. A large number of people who believe in the same principles I believe in would never have had a chance to vote for me. I know by running as a Constitution Party candidate, I'm going to end up with much more votes. Because I'll be frank with you. I think there's a lot more God-fearing Democrats out there in the 7th District than there are Republicans. I really believe that. Because at least they're following their principles. And the Democrats in the 7th District are certainly not like the Democrats in the rest of the United States. I know when I ran in '96, the majority of votes I got were from Democrats. They were not from Republicans. There are people that want to hear the truth. And once they hear the truth, they're going to sit there and say, wow, now I've got somebody I can vote for. So why don't we go after these people? Tell them, look, I need people of a true grassroots campaign. Everybody y'all know this in the 7th District. Tell them about me. First of all, ask them to volunteer. Look, I will go anywhere in that district, talk to anybody. I'll go anywhere in the state if it helps make people understand. I'm not a phony. I'm not a politician. I promise y'all, beyond a doubt, I'm not running because it's a beauty contest. I'm not doing it because I want power. I am content with life as it is. The reason I'm running is because there's nobody else. There's no one else who will stand on the print. I'll make this open promise too, that before election day, if there is a more electable candidate who believes in the same constitutional principles as I believe in, I will step aside at the drop of a dime. Once I know that these are constitutionalists, they're not. It's not a hokey game or anything. They're not playing up to us. They're really believing these things. I will step aside because I don't want to split the vote, and I will be happy to step aside for somebody who has a better chance of getting elected. It's not politics to me. It really isn't politics. It has never been politics. It has always been principle. I do believe there are, one of the problems with people who are very similar in our beliefs is we let ourselves get caught up in foolish things over small, tiny, nitpicking issues. And I don't want to start picking on the libertarians, but I went to speak at their Ron Paul gathering, and there were 3 libertarians, and by the time the meeting was over with, they made it quite clear they could not support me. And one of the women said that I had a hang up about abortion. I said about abortion what I've said over here. I'm not a one-issue candidate. The issue of abortion is, and I tried to explain it to them, it's not abortion is a symptom of the problem. What we have are people who want global power to denigrate the respect of human life to the point where they can just walk in and run roughshod over us because we no longer recognize that we have been granted by our Creator these unalienable rights. We start off with the unborn child who we can't see, and then we move up. Eventually we start on the retarded, then we start on the aged, and we just keep coming after more and more. And that is where they're heading. Abortion is a symptom of the problem. Life is precious. The first time I ran, I focused on that issue very much. I'd always say the same thing. I wouldn't paint it any special colors. When people asked me what I thought, I said it was murder. There's no other way to explain it. In fact, I got real aggravated at Pat Buchanan. I was supporting him up until one day I heard him say, well, abortionists are well-meaning people. No, they're not. How can you mean well and kill children? I have a problem with that. But I'm getting sidetracked.